Alonso, oh.
So it was not a car failure.
Just, and then it
Side, and Gutierrez is brake much earlier than he expected. Yeah, it goes.
And it was as a red flag as well as that Fernando Alonso just watching.
Brendan, what were you thinking?
It's been over.
Gone over.
Oh,
so close to going over.
Oh dear me.
Well, I'm sorry, but you cannot just expect those cars.
Overtake by Bamba. How do you do? Oh no, 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 no! Macau strikes again, and the horrible sight of Lauren Van Tor.
Number 9, and boy, I don't know if something broke loose on the race car or what, but that was a big hit to the right side.
And Mark, let's be honest, the two of us, neither of us are engineers, right? So that's
up at the top of your screen.
Connor got loose.
Oh,
Connor just got loose, corrected, and went up into the track into Joseph, and now Joseph's upside down, and the front spins around, and Connor's car pushing it right into the wall, into the safer barrier. It's a good thing that was safer barrier and not concrete. And these two guys are the best of buddies too. They're best friends. So this is a double hard.
Yeah, they came up through. Watch this. He gets loose, and now he's going to correct.
Rapaz, foi atropelado. Olha, sério, foi atropelado.
As they make it through to Menchaca goes around. He's in the middle of the pack. Oh, crunch. That's Anti-Thack and a big impact behind as well. Candidate Kasiri was launched skywards.
Yeah, Menchaca got way too early on power. Here we see Patak just had nowhere to go. And 2 Campos cars, 2 RP cars out.
And there was a
gara 3 del campionato italiano di Formula 4 dal circuito di
One of them's coming out. Driver 5 and he's gone over. And that is Ben Colburn.
That's Ben Colburn.
started from the outside of the front row. I said the
Vicente, já tem carro batendo. Mas não tem carro batendo, não. Meio grid batendo. Aí, ó. Olha a cena.
Off a chain reaction that involved multiple Porsches. A heavy hit for many cars. Kurt Fasikas going to hospital with broken ribs. We wish him well in his recovery.
Passenger when his car left the track and became an airborne projectile after making contact with Jake Parsons down the straight. Both drivers were thankfully okay.
E bati com a ponta direita. Entortou o chassi todo. Vocês estão vendo outra.
Front wing and just locked up. Yeah, nasty accident.
Oh, he's wide there. Oh no.
Oh my word, that was a big hit.
Bit loose over the turn 6. And that was a huge.
bandeira vermelha, bandeira vermelha.
This is a very peculiar line to see cars left, right and centre. One of the Oregon cars is damaged, and that's a big incident coming out of the source as well. So that is one.
Podemos definir assim, Thiago Mendonça, uma escapada boba. No mesmo ponto do Odair dos Santos na prova do sábado, uma pancada feia.
E no mesmo ponto do Henrico Butti também. Olha só a roda do Carlos.
Off the deck from the qualifying race yesterday, and
Second Lesmo, is he going to know he's there? Oh, huge crash, and enough of a claim to the corner, but on that inside line, losing this here. That is remarkable. Thankfully, he landed the right way up. Oh, a spin there for Armand, who was pushing and into the barrier.
To the 2 Lesmos and off the circuit, that's one of the Momo cars, and again, I don't believe it, Ryan Cullen's gone over. What is going on? He could get the move into turn 1 at the Rettifilio. Oh, big accident! Oh my goodness! We're going to get a red flag here, surely. Nasty accident at the end of the first lap. Let's look again. Are we going to see the beginning of this accident, or are we just going to join the scene? Yes, big hit from Lopez, and that just shows you how...
side of the racetrack
Way too quick.
Got the inside curve. Man. Welcome.
It's Moffat, Coulthard, Mostert. Bang! That's off and in the fence. 15 kilometres.
A go at this across the top of the curb. It's the curb that put Fabian straight.
Just seen Scott Pye get out. And that is it. To block the rear.
And clearly there's a concrete wall, so that is a frightening scene.
You can see that car just disappearing off there in the tyre wall. So great.
So even with cold tyres and coming off turn.
He goes, he's into the side of him. They run into each other. He's blocked out brake. He's going to redress. He's going to redress.
But look at this.
Look at, no, they're all gone. They're all gone. Tander's off. McLaughlin's off. The redressing.
Sad, the lock-up and the tag of McLaughlin. So that's two issues that really Whincup is responsible for. That probably does need to be.
But when happens is that, so just you can see it, they've gone in very fast. But in that zone of the track, you know, of the Scott McLaughlin issue. And that's what he's doing. Break him down the left-hand side. Oh, in defense, that's massive. That's massive.
Here, Gus turned him.
Absolutely.
Garth has turned him, and he'll no doubt be penalised for that. And that's wow.
It's fast.
Oh, that's 265 km an hour.
Kostecki.
Oh, he's gone off the road. Musket.
Oh, big one. Matt Charter off big style.
There's 5 cars that we can Marjoram and just goes firing over the top of forwards cars. Across, clips them. Marjoram's off the ground.
It just launched off the inside curve.
Moves over, bang.
Into Josh Keane.
Yep, and that was all over.
Oh, that's huge. But it's all what unfolded behind him. The Cavalier Holmes car was literally airborne from that inside curve. It almost cleared. Watch for a flying Matt Charter here. Left of screen. Bang!
Oh. I think Andrew Jones got hit from behind as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the line and, you know, you scramble sort of set him on there pretty head on.
And it looks brutal.
Se empareja con Scott Redding, caída, hay un golpe tremendo y la moto.
Bandera roja,
atención, esto tiene la bandera roja.
Piloto, si sabe.
Ahora lo veremos.
Sí, ves, está Loris Baz.
Sí, fíjate, ahí está. Pues va por el exterior y... es que, para no tocar el que tenía por delante, se ha ido sobre Policho y mira la moto volando, han entrado en la pista. Uy. Cosado rozando. Fijaros ahí, la moto que viene por detrás es Johnny Hernández y ahí pasan la pista. Fijaros a Bati la moto como...
Ryan Blaney in the 21. It was just behind him. Stenhouse Jr. into the wall. Back out. There was some contact made behind him and then big contact from Jimmy Johnson.
I mean, from that angle, it looked like Stenhouse just got loose, and now he gets back out on the racetrack.
Heavy shot for Jimmy Johnson into the side of the 17. You see 16 of Greg Biffle also getting into the Armco.
The 14 just kept coming down on the 31 on the back straightaway. Wasn't happy maybe with what went on in turn 1, and
big impact by the 23, and you see right there Chris Buescher kind of bounces between them. Yeah. Luckily gets through, but that was
from that 27. Just gets him in that left rear.
Got him on that left rear.
It doesn't take much.
Can't do it.
Right there. Wow, great camera work.
Tight shot. Watch this.
Right up into Paul Menard.
Just gets it a little bit on that corner, and it turns a 48 dead right.
Yeah, sort of like the 48 was turning a little bit to the right. The 41 was turning a little bit to the left, and that little bit of contact.
2 in front of her. Check up.
Oh, gosh. Had a lot of damage to the splitter.
Battle 3, check up. Check up, come on. Let it roll up, check up.
He shifted third.
Third, and it just didn't, something happened.
And then here comes trouble.
It's on from there.
Look who this takes out, the 78, the 4, 47. All these cars piling in there, nowhere to go. Ricky Stenhouse
comes down and gets onto the left front. It's on from there. I mean, we talked about it earlier. As soon as somebody makes a mistake and you're in this big pack of cars, you're going to take a lot of people with you. It's just how it happens. You can. Some of these cars riding around the back actually got in the wreck as well. So one mistake.
Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger slides along and crashes with Truex. Caution is out. Race.
Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good go down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is a
good back straight away. 48 big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning
down. Busher. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Chris Buescher on his lid. And 21. There's the three of them. Whoosh.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation to be able to.
Front puncture possible. Yes, definitely. There's rubber coming out. I thought it was a rear puncture, but no, indeed. Front puncture, unable to steer.
そして戻れないか、レオン岡山の優勝者。
Tire, rear tire exploded.
Yeah, and you can just see the amount.
Oh, it was the 38 car. Oh, it just caught the tyre barrier at the wrong angle. Look, turns in and just launches himself over the front of another car. Angle, there he is. He's airborne as he comes into shot, and having ridden over the wheels of another car. That's airborne in a moment, cartwheeling over the front wheels of another car. It was curved around the outside, goes Bortoletto to front. He turns in and bang, over and over and up and over.
Going into the chicane, but there's just that bit of contact. It was such an unlucky incident, but gone through Church, and I'm not sure if there's any contact. Oh, that's big contact with.
Locks up. Oh, contact between the two. Pittel spins around.
And he can't get in the pit lane. He can't get in contact with Cook.
And that takes Shedden out of the way. Mayhem coming out of the chicane. Gordon Shedden in real strife into the pit wall. From a different angle, have a look at this. Cook gets one hit, round he goes, tags Shedden, and then Shedden heads for the pit wall. He's having Morgan and Welch is off the road. That could be a puncture. Yeah, he's heading for the barriers.
It's the perfect start, cuts across, Lance Stroll gets into the lead of the race, and there's a crash already further back. We've got cars pointed in the wrong direction, two have come together, and then there might be a pileup. One of the Prema cars is in there is a pileup, nobody can avoid that. At the front of the field, Sergio Seti Camara was one of them, who got a bit of a tag by the looks of things. He's the one who's running the wrong way down the circuit, then everybody else getting caught up and involved.
What's all this about? Dear me. I mean,
And here's a move from Giovinazzi. Oh, contact! And a huge accident as Giovinazzi loses the wheel and into the wall heavily.
Makes the one move, then makes a second move, and it's on that second move that he gives him no space. There's only probably half a car's width there, and Giovinazzi's got nowhere to go. He's already got the run on him. He's already got the pace on him, and at that point, he's going straight into his rear wheel. Nothing he can do about it at that point.
Would not have the air that the gravel trap can provide. And then hands off the steering wheel as he makes impact with the tyre. The speed differential between the two cars. Not what...
Ah, il perd carrément le contrôle. Il va taper haut, mais le contact... Ah, le tonneau! Le tonneau pour Alexandre Joannem qui retombe. La pierre à l'intérieur!
Meteen uiteraard de enig juiste reactie, namelijk de rode vlag. Daar zien we Ryan Tweeter in de fout gaan. Daar komt dan Ralf Aron. Dit is niet Ralf Aron. En wie is... Ja, oh, verschrikkelijk. Het is inderdaad Kong Lee. Het is Kong Lee.
O que aconteceu? Olha como saiu desgovernado lá na tomada do Pinheirinho. E a batida forte de frente na proteção de pneus de Roberto Samed, que tinha 10º.
Rest of the field, and he's going to clobber the barrier. Oh, my final turn, and then just way too hot. You see the oversteer into the corner. So oversteer, you can see the opposite lock being applied.
Sorry guys, sorry.
Markelov, oh dear, that is a clumsy one. Knew he was going, well, he's panicked there, really, hasn't he? Oh, big.
Need to get out there with some fire extinguishers and maybe some mega.
So here, what happened here?
It was
no, I believe that was his teammate, Xavi Cardelis, and then his bike went in the middle, and then it looked like
the fuel tank blew up. Another rider hit the fuel tank.
Came up
oh, wow, and then the other guy jumped. Oh, that's terrible.
Yep, and then obviously with
Ericsson coming up the inside. Oh, we see some...
Andrews for the first time, but problems in the background and a car rolls over, and that is one of the 16. But let's have a look at the replay. Well, he can, I think, probably just too much speed in. He started on pole position with that class thanks to the reverse grid. You can see that when the car digs into the gravel trap, there's not a lot you can do.
Pat O'Keefe gets really sideways. Oh my goodness, up into the catch fence, Matt Nolte.
Wow. Going to be for the onboard camera, landed awkwardly. It was sideways, hitting the second ramp. And look at the roll.
As a result of contact on the way into turn one, the British bomb had sensibly left.
Flips the crowd.
Devant Vincent Beltoise, alors que derrière on assiste à un gros accrochage impliquant Carlos Rivas et plusieurs concurrents du Porsche GT. Déjà un premier groupe qui s'est montré, alors que derrière on assiste à une sortie de piste de Dylan Dardel.
That beats Lucas to turn one, and there's a big shot behind. That's going to end messily. Oh, that's absolute panda.
Down to turn one. Oh, it's
Jaminet. It is Jaminet. He put a wheel on the edge there.
Offer up an explanation. Jaminet didn't do that intentionally, and all things being equal, if there hadn't have been that lip on the curb, he would have just had those two wheels on the grass. Would have
line. That's all right, but yes, too much curb.
That's the big. Well, it's not. Yeah, it's too much curb because of the lip.
Mal an. Oh, wenn sich die Räder da verhaken. Oh, der macht die Rolle. Der macht die Rolle. Jawohl. Aber der Überrollbügel zeigt, glaube ich, da, dass alles richtig gemacht.
Dopo subito ad inserire alle spalle botto veramente ovviamente da dietro non è possibile accorgersi è molto difficile comunque quando si è lanciati in partenza accorgersi che c'è una
break, and he does. Look at that huge closing.
Yeah, and there's a touch. There's hard racing going on there. Maybe with the 38 machine. Johnny looked like he came out of the S's and protected to...
Por outra linha branca, aí é problema. E Denis Roberto de Souza, várias horas com acidente com uma imagem forte.
Orpivara.
Oj, aj, aj, aj! Oh, vilken rullning! Aj, 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 aj!
And that really was 5 abreast there, and just not enough track position, and the 16 car turned right and into 3 of the other cars. Big impact for one of the Oregon machines. In the foreground, Paltala hung on for the race lead. And
lead over that 4th place running machine. And Jake, we've got problems in turn 3.
Big problems. That was Juan Pedro here.
Front tire goes up over the rear of Dean Stoneman. In fact, the front 2 tires actually came off the ground. The car did, though.
Been a crash and a rollover. That's
and Wolf, close miss. Oh, and Nico Rieger. Nico Rieger.
Traseira já vinha ganhando vida própria ali. O João Lemos vinha logo atrás dele, conseguiu ficar em movimento.
Normally the Ferrari must take care of that, but it's happened. Big shit. Sorry.
Did Kevin say anything on the radio after?
Yeah, he saw that he had a big crash and that he left the car. Hopefully he is well.
I assume the Porsche's still in slicks.
Because all of them are going for a spin. This is coming up into the bus stop. The ARC Bratislava. 5 cars are off. Marshals, keep out of the way, gentlemen.
I think all these cars are still
on slicks. There's the Conrad car. Big biff on the door of the number.
Pero está totalmente bien de salud y físicamente Fernando Martino tras este accidente, cerrando un fin de semana negro para el chico de Armstrong que había debutado este año en la categoría con resultados realmente muy importantes, venía prendido en la lucha por el campeonato después de varios podios y que ayer se complicó ya en el arranque el fin de semana para él.
Don't quite make it through. That was the collision that cost John.
It was all behind where it kind of kicked off. So how does Hunter Abbott get launched? Well, Alex Martin comes across with Mark Howard, and then as Mark Howard comes back across the road, Hunter Abbott just glances off the side, and Howard acts as a ramp, and over he goes, and the cameraman suddenly realises that that's going to be a big whack. He hangs on for the...
Because he let go of the camera, and Hunter Abbott just clips the side of the car. Almost irrelevant what happened at the front, isn't it? It's just bunching at the background, and then because Hunter Abbott just clipped the wheels of the car, it launched it into a violent series of rolls.
Momento de frenaje, se le puso de costado y lo perdió. Uy, se lo llevó por delante prácticamente. Perdió el control el gurí y la se bloquea mientras atrás se quedó con Micheletto, se da vuelta. ¡Uy, Dios mío! Le aterrizó aquí en Ortega, arriba, y se dio vuelta.
And then a massive accident at the top of Surtees. 3 riders come together, including Sam Thompson. And that's it.
Is er gebeurd? Dit is het beeld wat we krijgen van Rob Niemann. Op zijn zij komt hij het rechte stuk op. Beelden die we zelden hebben gezien. Maar dan weten we nog Niemann. Zit daar vlak achter Wim Lemmers. En die accelereert helemaal niet uit. En dan is het Rob Niemann die zich daar compleet in vergist. Dan raakt hij het achterwiel en wordt hij gelanceerd. Auto's die van elkaar afstuiteren. En er is eigenlijk te weinig ruimte voor 3 auto's naast elkaar. En dan kon het niet anders.
Chipleader saw the gap there. He almost has to go on the grass, but well, I said he was going to end in tears. This is going to be into the barrier. Big one. What we want to see as well. That is.
Só que ele vai ter de cumprir punição e olha só, chega para lá o acidente forte ao fim da reta dos boxes. Vamos ter a intervenção do safety car. Seguramente o Mausanella foi para a mureta de proteção. Vamos ver de novo. Olha como ele vinha ali sendo ultrapassado pelo Gil Fará. O Gil veio pela linha de fora. Um leve toque. Me pareceu até nem ter havido toque. Mas o Mausanella já vinha com o pneu furado ali. O pneu dianteiro esquerdo do carro número 69. Quero ver essa imagem de novo. Não vinha furado não. Ele pareceu estar furado. Você teve essa impressão também, Marcelo Gomes?
Não, eu vi uma aleta lateral solta. Isso remete a um toque, mas eu tive a impressão que não se...
The racetrack, he's going to try to snap that car. Oh, and he gets hammered. He gets taken hard there. By
on board here.
Oh my heavenly days. Fix gets hammered. Kind of a blind corner comes up, he's in the group.
Das ist fast schon mit Ansage. Das ist fast schon mit Ansagen, lieber Rolf. Safety Car. Oh, Kevin Snooks. Gestanden.
E va ad impattare contro le barriere ritornando pericolosamente in pista, ma con le altre Ibiza che lo evitano abilmente.
My old champion, I've got to say, so unlucky because in fact Nico Rieger went both sides to avoid him there and still...
From behind, he was nailed, and that did some substantial damage to his car as well. Both times, though.
And by the time the wheel into the gravel on the outside, there from the high shot, that's a very scary moment for Jean-Michel Baer. It's good that nobody else was involved because a big shunt like that.
Felipe is out on track. We'll get a championship prediction. My goodness me! And then, so there was a touch. There was a touch on the back end of the Rolf van Eycken Lamborghini. Oh, and that was a huge impact. And that
hit the wall. Oh, it's rolled over. Oh, it's a big shunt. That didn't look like it was going to be. Vincent Radermeijer and Stefano Comini.
Huggins is behind him on the circuit, and by the look of things, loses control of the Lamborghini. The Top Cat's car goes off through the gravel. Oh, and a big
Vuelco y la jaula de seguridad. Observen, ya viene con algún inconveniente. Ese es el golpe.
Duro, ¿eh?
Sí, fíjate, casi vuelca.
No, y camina casi, le pega con el techo a la pared.
Sí. Ah, se toca con Estambul.
Claro.
Se toca con Estambul.
E sale como catapulta hacia la pared.
Rodrigues, veja por outro ângulo. O chega para lá que ela tomou da traseira do Mercedes do Rajão Mascarello. Ali encontrou praticamente de frente a proteção de pneus. Ela passou pelo guarda-reio, como se esse guarda-reio fosse de paro.
Just in the back, Mix Foster goes around spin. Oh my god.
We've got 3, 4...
Lasours, en dan gaat het hier mis. Uitgerekend bij Erik van der Munkhoff. Gaat er heel erg hard af.
Niet veel geluk dit jaar in ieder geval, want dit is al de tweede keer op Spa natuurlijk. Vorige keer.
Oh, Thorns, let's have a look. Ah, and that's about. Oh, there's two of them involved. Is that is that Wimp? Is that gonna be?
That's Wimp. And that's actually, it's Wayne Mars. It's Wayne Mars that's in there.
Oh no! What was that about? Just into the teammate, and it's gone upside down.
Sarah Price, too.
So we watched this from on board. No contact from behind from Richardson. This was all Paul Morris and Sarah Price.
Piles it right into the wall.
Oh man,
Wild right there and still. Campos, e tem mais gente de fora da pista. Olha o Cal Machado. Olha o Cal Machado.
Cooked it, did Hanses. Had his eye on the man in front and just went very wide and Dean is just... Yeah, he just overcooked it on the exit of the last turn. And that's the third for a moment. Norris round the outside, picks up a little dust. Oh, big... Rodrigo Baptista tries to avoid his cousin, Bruno, who came together with the man in front. That was Patak. Baptista, yep, there's Patak, and they touched just there. That sent Bruno round, and Rodrigo headed towards the gravel. And a broken front wing as well. On board with Theo Bean is his view of it. Oh, and sure enough, Bean had nowhere to go. Car. Here's a look from Bruno Baptista's point of view, and sure enough, yeah.
Is going hot into the sand. Oh, and into the catch net at the top end of the racetrack.
Pivotal corner by the left.
Douglas! Douglas hits the wall and
off and stuck in gear, and then like Markelov got. Then another incident between Patak and Incident. This one, no one at fault. They were stuck out on track. One more incident involving German Hanses and La Liberté, the Canadian.
Takes it away. We see the battle up front. There's contact.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he instead of jumping 3, that was about 2.5. He just didn't get a good drive out of the turn. Still trusting.
Oh, one rider's just rolling off the track.
Monahay there.
Oh man, just center punched him.
Wow, totally center punched him on the track.
Oh, he's down. Oh!
It's been a pretty clean with the thing, Ralph.
Oh, down.
Craig.
Oh, they make contact. Down goes Savachi with a big
tough block. I knew that was going to be soft. A good place to land.
Don't lie to me. How much did you practice?
Oh, that's Shortletti gets into the back of Short. Short comes around.
Looked like he had a great shot, but it's McElrath.
Oh, goodness me. He's only on a 170 and he plows through. And that control of the car coming into turn 1. Rear end.
Rushes on to the first corner. Martin goes way wide. Oh, hang on! Oh, man, we go piling into the second. And then, oh, huge crash! Huge moment there.
That was green. We were way too aggressive in the setup. Here it is. You're not going to see a lot of it, but we'll see what we can find here.
Yeah, I think he made contact there with the inside wall, Greg.
Yeah.
You could just see a little bump there. I think maybe just brushed the wall possibly on the right side, and that just sent him careening across to the outside wall. It's very fast coming onto that straightaway section there.
Well, didn't do it. Here's a look. So we put 1 and 1 together and get 15, and the reason the HSV was...
Stop here in the sand.
And look at that. JD Davis, a contact.
Davison.
Hard into the barriers.
Davison turns around.
John Fogarty.
Fire in the Dragon right now, and there we see Andrew.
Oh boy, that
Side of Stephen Richards, busy in the pack. Everyone gets through. David Wall off wide, and there's a couple of cars off.
Just dropped out a shot. We might see the tail end of that there. That's Largo getting turned around by an Aston Martin. I think of George Madiki.
I think that might have been Tony.
Because it's down. Oh, that's it. Oh,
L'accident, une Porsche qui vient de percuter la numéro 14.
Vickers and Patrick Sagan, and there it is, just a failure of the left rear wheel. I'm not sure if that was the hub or the wheel came off, but huge damage there.
To the Americas, these GTS.
Oh, that's a turn.
His teammate wanted to come back down. It does. He's thrown in contact.
Yeah, that Thursday, hard to see in the middle of the headlights, but John Pugh behind the wheel loses control of the 60 machine. I have to
category. We saw the aftermath, Cal, but wow.
Look at this, Mark Pombo. I think he must have just lost the brakes of move there by the 31. I just don't think that Roy Block saw him coming and was ready to turn into the corner, totally unaware of the car on the inside.
Cette incompréhension entre la Ferrari numéro 17 et la Ferrari numéro 7 et la perte de contrôle de Sacha. Ça fait froid dans le dos de voir ce crash terrible. On vous rappelle qu'il est conscient.
Up Griffins by himself, overcooks it, tries to correct, and then I would just dare say that he's backed it in.
Wall, yep. So it wasn't any, just simply did
That's
on his
a
own.
heavy hit.
Chasse, et je crois que c'est Oscarson qui a perdu pied. Ouh, Tonneau, grosse chute là pour le dans la pitelle, ou l'accrochage entre Milan et Neveu. Oh là là, quelle catastrophe, quelle catastrophe.
Luquitas Guerra que se fue afuera también, ¿no? Complicado con la dirección.
Se tocaron, se tocaron. Uy, lo tocó nomás. Sí. Impresionante.
De lejos, ¿no? Allá lo vamos a ver, mirá. Uy, durísimo. Bueno, me informa el equipo médico que está India de la clase 3 del turismo nacional, más que fila india, las filas, mirá uno de contramano, uy, lo embocaron,
Todo tipo de despistes.
Era la lucha que se daba por el sexto lugar, porque a partir de allí comienzan, y no es un auto, son dos tropos del interno que quedan cruzados y se multiplican los toques. Aguirre estaba sexto, Retavizcaya séptimo, Discal era el octavo, Ferrante era el 13º y se ven involucrados en este incidente múltiple. Fíjate el golpe de Baruca en ese sector.
Levantó vuelo, el que impactó contra Urreta Vizcaya directamente levantó, prácticamente decoló. Ahí estaba Santero
zafa.
Y no pudo zafar el Torito.
28 está 22º y esto pasaba.
Carinelli.
Con Carinelli queda dado vuelta el auto de Paparella hasta que esquivan por dentro y por afuera.
Uy, ¿qué le pasó a Scalvi? Scalvi afuera, volcó. Uy, qué piña. Tremenda piña de Augusto Scalvi. ¿Qué le pasó a Scalvi?
Passiert, Pascal. Ja, das sieht man jetzt. Hinterachse nicht genügend warm, zu wenig Grip.
Fast nicht weggekommen. Auf und Bringmann schlägt einen auf der Innenseite. Und auch das Auto geht fast.
All'interno, basta, decollato e...
Рок на внутренний радиус, и в итоге раскишки развернул их, если так можно сказать, наш...
Oh, Sidney got some oh, hang on there, Sidney Frigo. Into the wall, top end, over and over, and a wild one there. Sidney moving around. Gray. Oh, look at that. Jonathan Gray, hard contact with the right side wall. Jonathan Gray, scraping along.
He's gone off again and heavily into the barriers this time. David Halliday on the inside loses control of the with number 19 looping around David Halliday. And then look at that, Leo Roussel. Looks like he checked up to avoid the pole sit of the wall. Well, from behind we see the Duquesne entry spin first and then, oh yes, look, puff of smoke, lock up.
Oh, and contact between Phil Keane. Oh, dear me. And that's a big accident with Phil Keane and Andrea Fausti. And Keane
last year. Yeah, but I just wonder, again, contact with the Bentley and the Audi. Oh! How clumsy is that?
Sandro Giovanni. Mengozzi. Tim Muller was in strife as well, being collected.
Paddock he'll bend and backs it all the way up, hard into the barriers, and look how much it moves that Armco. That photographer was a lucky boy. Brands Hatch because of this huge accident. Phil Driver in that Aston Martin riding up the back of a slower TT4 car that itself was trying to pass another slow.
Kollidiert allerdings dann mit zwei Kollegen. Es ist auf jeden Fall schon nach 400 Metern ein herber Rückschlag im Kampf um die Meisterschaft. Mittelfeld geraten. So kommt erst Engelhardt und dann innen sein Teamkollege Morin.
Tap on the way in, and again he just keeps the throttle a bit too far open, and he corrects the oversteer.
Big incident here with John Fogerty, hits the wall, mega contact.
In the one practice session that World Challenge had on Friday, the Gainesco Red Dragon sustained. Whether it's these three or Matisse, Quinn and Bird all having some good stuff going on. And take on laid down inside, contact, launches. Oh dear, game over.
Rossotti por afuera, Scalvi. Uy, mirá, qué embocada. Dos del Fela. La ligó el auto. Uy, hay fuego.
Pushing, trying to get up the inside. Matt gets double collected.
Senna's there. Is it a tag going into?
It looks like
Paul
Streff has made a bit of contact with Boxey. Big high
it's
speed.
The dig in, isn't it? It's the dig into the sand.
It's gone over twice that time, 3 times.
Got another go on the inside Best.
Oh, contact with Zach Best. And tore the body apart across the top here.
Big roll over there.
Oh, it's got some Damien flack about it, hasn't it, from Mount Panorama last year? Panels are designed to do that breakaway.
Look, oh my word. So it's actually, and look at that bike. Oh, did it hit Sebastian as it came back down? Oh, it's not the sort of thing you need to be seeing on a
del ponte posteriore e qua ancora.
E adesso traiettoria la prima variante e questa volta
il pilota più veloce in pista. Qui vediamo nel frattempo un brutto errore con un incidente